One of the questions I get asked a lot is, what's the best video editing software? The real problem with this question is not answering it, but getting the person asking it to understand they've started off by asking the wrong question. The question that's more likely to get you the answer you want would be something like, how to choose the right video editing software for me. In this video, I'm going to cover some simple steps you can take to solve this problem. Right now there are about 1 or 2 gazillion sites on the internet offering helpful advice on this subject. The end result of all this helpful advice is that most people end up totally frozen at the controls and unable to confidently move forward with a decision. As with most things in life, once you understand the territory a little better, you can quickly orient yourself towards the valuable information and discard the irrelevant. There are 3 main places you can find video editing software reviews, and they all have their particular pros and cons. By keeping a small number of factors in mind regarding each one, you can use them to help make a good decision on video editing software. The first and most widespread type of reviews are buyer reviews. These are reviews posted by people who've previously used the video editing software in question and have decided to share their experience of it online. You'll often see these on commercial sites like Amazon.com under the customer reviews section or under feedback or even comments. When you're browsing these kinds of reviews, it's important to note that of all the available reviews, these ones will be the most emotion-driven of all. Customer reviews are often passionate in both their praise or their condemnation, depending on that person's experience. If a person buys some video editing software and it's working properly, then they tend to just move on with their lives. On the other hand, someone having a less than happy experience will try to tell everyone on the planet. It's important to read through and filter out that emotion. The next type of video editing software review is what we could refer to as the expert review. These include reviews conducted by technically competent or technically knowledgeable reviewers and are commonly found on websites or in magazines which concentrate on the subjects of software, video, or video editing. Typically, these reviews try to reduce the more technical issues regarding the software and simplify them down into terms any person can understand. They're also great at making it clear as to whether the software performs well and if it is technically acceptable. They generally have the computer resources to test the software using a wide range of variables, so they can offer a great understanding of the software and whether it's ideal for the needs you have. The limitation to this kind of review is the fact that quite often they can be somewhat biased towards one single brand or away from another. Quite often this is simply because the reviewer has built up a background of very good outcomes with a specific brand name or less than ideal results with another. I'm certain a good number of reviewers try to sustain an unbiased eye when it comes to each and every individual piece of software. Nonetheless, individual tastes and preferences can easily come into play, given that the reviewers are only human after all. The other key point to consider with specialized reviewers is that typically they are very technically sophisticated with regards to their understanding of the software and their ability to use it. This can sometimes cause them to evaluate a product more harshly than is warranted, because the reviewer is applying a professional point of view to a consumer level item. Watch out for this when you're reading through these critiques and keep asking yourself whether the points being raised would realistically apply to you and your use of the software. The final way to get good information on video editing software are the discussion boards or forums affiliated with each product. As with the other 2 kinds of reviews, these must be understood to be of any benefit to you. When you visit a forum to get some information about any video editing software product, read the post titles to get an overview of the general opinion on the software. You'll always find problems and grievances on every discussion forum, regardless of the software package you're thinking about. You can safely ignore most of them. What you're really looking for are long forum threads with reference to an individual problem which is still at the top of the main message board webpage. This indicates something that's still unsolved and could possibly be a major problem with the software. Browse through these ones very carefully to make sure the problem is the software itself, rather than a user not doing what the forum participants are asking him to do to resolve the issue. Each kind of video editing software review will be looking at the software from a unique angle that will in some way colour how it sees the software. You can use it to your advantage to simplify the process of choosing video editing software by understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each. Once you've narrowed the field to 2 or 3 choices, use the free trials of the software on your own computer to make sure everyone's going to play nice. Finally, remember everyone offering advice on this subject has an agenda of some kind. Well, except me. For unbiased, completely even-handed, free from any influence whatsoever and totally neutral video editing software reviews, go to www.myeasydata.com. Really.